happy today. Um, yeah, this is great. There's even in the 2 days. This is day two of happy today, and I realized something that it's not that I'm not a morning person because I'm up pretty early. What um, I move um, at a much slower pace, and so it's like when I'm up around 6 or sometimes 5:30, 6 o'clock. There is this pacing of my day, and there's this movement that causes me to just not move as if I got somewhere to be, right? So my commitment, um, honor my commitment, and being on uh, is um, is a good thing. Um, I I pulled a card today, and I'm still, like I said, I don't know if I'm fighting with allergies or there's just this congestion that's trying to get out. So I'm just going to like work through it. But in my a U card for this morning, I picked I am seen, and when I sat with that for a moment, it's like the first thing was good, you know I want to be seen, and that's important to be seen. And so I'm not here by myself, even though sometimes it feels like there is this. Um, there's this feeling that I am speaking in the hollow, in the silo, or something. Um, I I really, um, I'm really looking forward to. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to um, just embracing that I'm seen, and what does that mean to me? What does that mean to be seen? Because I think a core value of not a core value or a core need that humans have is to be seen and heard, feeling that there is a difference. We make a difference. We can be a difference, um, because people see and hear us. And so my need to be seen, my desire to be seen, is um, is a driver, and it is sometimes the reason why, in many cases, I put on the brakes. It's like, okay, I'm being seen, so I have to kind of clean this stuff up, clean this, make sure that this is perfect, make sure that this is acceptable, make sure that it's presentable. And so I am going to embrace, I am going to endeavor to embrace that I am seen today, and everything that's mean, even in the place of feeling that no one's going to listen to me, no one's going to really understand uh, what I'm saying, or what I believe my mission is, or what I believe that is important uh, to me. I've said before that I love people. I love individuals on a level that I don't quite understand, and sometimes it feels like to my demise. And so, um, really embracing the fact that my love to understand or to appreciate um, everyone. um, everyone that I in contact with, everyone that um, that I identify as someone. I think that's the biggest challenge that I have about um, having an enterprise or having monetization with um, my being, because I say in the have do, in the be do have, in the be do have framework. The more that I understand who I be, the more that I recognize that there there is a doing in my being. My being will cause me to do things, and in those things that I'm doing from my being, I will have the the a purposeful life, because my life is purpose. My being is purpose. So my doing will have purpose. So purpose will run through all of that. So being able to be seen through that is a desire that I have, but because of the awareness, and then I talk myself out of it. So it's like I'm aware that I'm seen, right? And then I'm not. Um, then I talk myself out of saying I'm not being seen. There's not a lot of people. There hasn't been a tipping point. Um, I think it's Maxwell, um, Gladwell, Max. I don't know. There's a book, Tipping Point, and um, the message in that book is to allow people to um, realize that there is, at a certain point, there is this momentum that happens. There is a tipping that happens, and then you know everything happens. And I realize for myself the reason why there's a lot of things that have not had the momentum or had the stick to itiveness or profitability, all those things that you want when you have an endeavor, is because um, that haven't reached the tipping point. And sometimes it's very difficult um, to um, to achieve a tipping point when you're I'm too busy judging the points that I'm making, the things that I'm contributing. The image that just came to mind, because I look at my tea as I'm out here, is that there's a point when I pour water, or pour something in my mug, where it will overflow. Right, there's a tipping point where it goes over, and then it's a mess. There's a lot of other things. There's the things that are out of my control. There are things that out of the container type of thing, and that's where then there's activities, and there are um, in the activity of pouring, I can see how it's getting close to. I can see that, okay, there's not a lot here. I'm going to put this enough for the tea bag, or this, so I can make sure that there's enough space for anything else. But it's very hard. And what I've got for myself, it is very hard for me to reach a tipping point where I'm not doing, purposely doing, right? Doing from a place of being. But I am judging. I'm evaluating. I'm doing all the thing. I'm expending energy, being concerned about what I'm doing instead of just doing. And so there's a part of me that feels like that's reckless, or that's irresponsible, and everything. Um, there is the word on today's show, One Word Conversations, is progression. um, and and it's really fascinating to me, because with every endeavor that we have, there's a progression, there is movement, there is a process, um, there are patterns, and there's some places where they say, trust the process, right? um, and it's very hard for me, as sometimes as a person, that I believe that I see from a larger scale. I don't want to say I see things that I don't see, but because of my curiosity, I'm always looking. Because if you're always looking, you're always fine. you know. So that's a good thing and that's a bad thing. But it's like sometimes when I see things before I see things, um, that's not a good thing, because I don't stress about it. I just make adjustments, because then if I see things and I judge things. I think the word of the day is it's really not judging what I see. Just see what I see, acknowledge what I see, and then making changes based on my choices. But don't judge it, because it's like I I don't know why this is coming up, but it's like the predestination conversation of, it's like, okay, if we're all predestined, why the hell are you making this so difficult for me? Right? If there's an end to this, why do we have to struggle through all this stuff? Um, and so I think I am really embracing, or looking to embrace, that, yeah, um, there is an end to this. This is all temporary. All the good stuff, as we talked about yesterday, and it's stuff that I believe that is not good. And and then I noticed that it is not that I am denying that there are bad things in my life, because there is good and bad in the world, right? There's everything else. Um, but the more that I acknowledge bad, or I see bad, or I label it bad, um, the more that I focus on that. And so my desire not to even mention it, but give voice to that there are things that are not good, and recognizing, because um, what I'm just getting for myself is there are things that are not good that are also not bad, that can be great. It's just not good. And the more that I embrace that it's not good, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it can be something else that is better. you know. So, let's sit with that, right? So being seen, going through the progress, right? Process, going through the progression, not judging. I think that's what today, and finding the happiness in that, finding happy in today, realizing that, I want to be seen and I don't want to be seen. And in those moments where I don't want to be seen, I still am seen. And I am willing to, I don't want to say deal with that, you know. I am willing to say that even if I don't want to, I am I am still seen. I'm reminded of the conversation that I had on Monday of control. That even when I believe or feel like I'm out of control, I still am in control. I still have control. I have control to how I um, respond to me feeling like I'm out of control. There's still a level of control. So even in so what I'm getting is even in those places where I feel that I don't have, I still have. Even in those places where I feel like I'm not being seen, I am seen. It's like just be with that, with no judgment. Something, I'm working on my website and kind of clarifying some things that I'm saying and inviting people to really embrace where I believe my journey is. And there's some other, Will is going to show up a lot more than he has, and I'm really excited about that, even though it may seem like I'm not. This is my excitement phase. So there's a part of me that believes that I love being so measured, and then it's like I feel like I am muting my emotions to the point that they're not real. It's like I don't even believe. I look at it, it's like, yeah, I'm happy right now. It's like, can you tell? It's like I can't even tell. You know, but I am. So um, so really, excited about some changes, and I'm really going. And I just need to put things out in the world because people. Um, and I think that what I just got is that I am seen. I am seen when I feel like I'm not being seen, um, and people want to see me. Hmm. It's not just randomness of being seen. People don't just glaze over and like, what the heck is that? People are looking for me. Um, so just sit with that, right? It's like, um, so I'll wrap up here. There's one more thing that I want to say before I send my blessing to you for the rest of the day. Is that a large part of my journey, a large part of my coaching is for solopreneurs. And I broke it apart yesterday, and I made it seem like this is what I made it mean, because solopreneur, in most settings, it is like a business, one person. So a one person operation, a one man band, or one person, band. And so um, the main things are done by the one person, and so they can just go from there. So I took that to mean that it is solo, by yourself, and preneur, business, work, your solo work type of thing. And preneur doesn't mean work. It's nothing to do with work. Preneur means, wait for it, a taker. And it's like a solo taker. Um, and so I've been sitting with that this morning after um, my meditation, and as I was running to be here on time, and all that other kind of stuff. Um, I got for myself that a solopreneur or a solo taker is a person that will take responsibility, take ownership, you know, take the lead. All of those things that we do, that we need to do for our survival. That's what solopreneur is. Um, and so the more that I embrace and take things, the more that I can show up in my life. So that's the conversation. So it's less about the enterprise, the business, the work. It's solopreneur is taking, solo taking. And that's, that was something that was hard for me to do because um, I don't want to take, for me, it means to be um, dominance over, or to dominate and all that kind of stuff, and I just have a problem with that. So as this day continue, it is my prayer that we discover areas that we are being seen and not seen, and be okay with that, because at the end of the day, we're here, we're seen, and people are looking for us. Happy today. Talk to you soon, my friend.